What is up, guys? Welcome back to another TBC Classic gold farming video. So today we are doing a 5-hour test of one of my favorite gold farms in TBC Classic, and I'm basically showing you the gold per hour that I'm getting from 5 hours of farming, or basically the result from my 5 hours of farming today. So far I've made 1,776 gold in 4 hours and 56 minutes, which basically gives us 359 gold per hour so far, which is absolutely incredible. I have had some competition. Right now you can see one person flying above me as well, on that mining vein right there by the shadows underground. So there's tons of people doing this farm at the same time as me, so there is some natural competition at this place. But basically what I'm doing at this farm is I'm standing at the Twilight Ridge. Let me just move this so you can see the map. So basically I'm flying around Twilight Ridge, and I try to pick up both Mana Thistles at this location. So you will get tons of Mana Thistle, pick up both of them, then do 8 minutes of farming in the ground, then come back. Roughly every 8 to 10 minutes they will respawn, so farm regular mining stuff in those minutes, and then come back whenever they respawn. You could just stay here first and only wait for the Mana Thistles, check out the respawn timer, then go out and mine for those minutes, then come back. But in my experience, it's between 8 to 12 minutes per respawn. So typically what I do is I gather both of the Mana Thistles up here. I then fly all the way down over here. I fly down to Sunspring Post at the water, around Hala, up at Garadar in the water here as well, where you have another spawn. Then I go back up to Wormhole Hill, where I go into the cave where you have 2 additional spawns for Adamantite veins and stuff like that. Then you go all the way down again and you check for Twilight Ridge. Then you fly down to Sunspring Post and you just fly around and round like this. So the farm itself is a herbalism and mining farm, obviously. Basically this is what I've gathered so far. The only item that you don't get from herbalism and mining is this one right here, which I got from killing one mob, so everything else is literally herbalism and mining. When it comes to exactly which items we got, we managed to get ourselves 57 Mana Thistles. We managed to get quite a few Eternium ores, which are selling for quite a bit of gold each right now. We also got some primal limes, we got some primal earth, we got some primal fire as well from mining fell iron. We got some adamantite ores, those are selling great right now on my server. And I actually had some bad luck as well during the farm, because I have gotten 3 gems, and all 3 of them have been the cheapest ones. So the green gems are worth absolute garbage, the purple ones are okay, but you could have gotten, like the yellow ones are okay, the blue ones are about 40 gold I think, and then you have the red ones at 150 gold. So if I was very lucky today, I could have gotten 3 red gems instead of these 3 gems right there, and that would have given me a ton of gold. I did get 2 blood garnets though, which gives me a little bit more extra gold as well, and that is basically like, whenever you're doing so much mining like I'm doing right now, you can get gems, and that is the only RNG part about the farm really. You do also have the RNG element of how many people are gathering stuff, but I mean, that's not really RNG though, because you can time that, but it's somewhat RNG. But in terms of the actual RNG, it's only the procs for different gems, both green gems and rare gems, whenever you're doing mining. So the gold per hour should be fairly consistent. I'm pretty much always making 350 gold plus from this farm. Back in the day, before I made the video on the farm, I made 500 gold per hour from this place. I'm still making between 350 and 450 depending on competition. And like I said, for today, during these 5 hours, I've had competition pretty much all the time. So this is 350 gold per hour, even with competition. Now I did say this farm right here requires both herbalism and mining, and one thing that I think is very useful for farming both herbalism and mining on the same character is using a macro like this one. It's a cast sequence macro. So instead of having to use both find minerals and find herbs, you can macro them both into a macro like this one that I have on my 5 button right there. So whenever I click 5, it's going to alternate in between the two, and you only have to focus on clicking one button. You can't track both at the same time, but you can just use a macro like this, and it makes it very simple, to the point where all you have to do is click that one button every 5 to 10 seconds, and it will track everything for you. Now, a couple of things about the farm itself is that you should definitely focus on the Mana Thistles. You can see a lot of my gold will come from the Mana Thistles. I think about half of the gold will be from Mana Thistles, maybe like 40%, 35%, but something in that area. A lot of it also comes from Adamantite ores as well, so you definitely want to do both herbalism and mining. But for the Mana Thistles, they can only spawn in certain locations. So the quick TLDR is that Mana Thistles only spawn in locations that require flying in order to get to. So for this farm right here, the only relevant place is up at Twilight Ridge. Now you can get one at Twilight Ridge here, and you can get one on the outside as well, all the way up here, like right at my mouse button right now. You can find another one, but basically on both sides of this cave right here, up at Twilight Ridge, so you can find 2 spawn locations right there. And if you want to, you can also fly all the way up here, close to the, I don't know what they're called, but the hunters for the quests, Nesingary Safari. Then you can fly all the way right north of Shatrath, in this small city all the way up here, or this village. You can find 2 more Mana Thistles, and this also requires flying to get to. So those 2 places, like all the way up Twilight Ridge, and right north of Shatrath City, you can pick up Mana Thistles. And outside of those 2 locations, I would just recommend you only have find minerals, because like gathering this fellweed right here is barely even worth the time. The only thing that will be worth the time from this fellweed is the possibility of getting primal life, or I guess I should say motes of life, and also fellow lotus. But those are both RNG elements, and in my experience, you make more gold per hour by simply finding minerals instead, and flying around gathering minerals. And whenever you are flying past Twilight Ridge, you just search for herbs again, and whenever you are not at Twilight Ridge, you just search for minerals. So yeah, I tried out the farm for 5 hours. I made 1,776 gold, the equivalent of a little bit over 350 gold per hour from the farm itself. It is definitely a farm that is worth doing right now in TBC Classic. I enjoy doing it. If you have herbalism and mining, I would recommend you give it a try. Let me know in the comments down below how much gold you're able to make. I'm sorry if I sound weird on the video. I'm having insane allergic reactions this summer, but hopefully it sounds okay-ish. So yeah, that's a bit about me, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, leave a comment if you tried the farm, subscribe for more TBC Classic gold farming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.